Grab your comfy cultist robes and sacrificial swords because we're summoning the old ones in today's episode. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Andy Collier and Tor Meehan's creepy cosmic horror flick, Sacrifice. Released in 2020, Sacrifice is another film inspired by the works of H.P. Lovecraft. This one doesn't really break new narrative ground in terms of cosmic horror, but it's a slow burn with a satisfying payoff that should please fans of this wildly popular subgenre. Plus, it's got Barbara Crampton in it. I mean, she's practically made a career out of doing these kind of films, and I'm delighted to see she's still turning in excellent performances all these years after Reanimator. But enough about that. Can Sacrifice kill off enough villagers to earn a coveted 5 barf bag rating? Let's get to the gore and find out. But before we get started, let's thank our friends at ZBiotics for sponsoring today's video. Ever find yourself turning down events with friends because you're worried you might have a few drinks and then drag through the next day? Yeah, me too, but not anymore, thanks to ZBiotics. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic, invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to drink ZBiotics before drinking alcohol, drink responsibly, and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. My stepdaughter recently turned 21, so you know what that means. I went out for drinks to celebrate the occasion. I followed the simple instructions and drank the bottle of ZBiotics before drinking any alcohol, and then proceeded to have a good time. When I woke up the next morning, I felt really great. Every time I have a ZBiotics before drinking, it really does make a difference the next day. Even after drinks and a late night, I know I'll be able to wake up feeling refreshed and ready to tackle whatever the day throws at me. With Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve right around the corner, there are a lot of holiday parties ahead. Don't miss out on having some drinks because you're worried it might slow you down. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol helps you enjoy the night and still be on top of your game the next day. Head to zbiotics.com/horrorgeek or scan the QR code on the screen to grab 15% off your first order with the code HORRORGEEK at checkout. Or you can sign up for a subscription and be ready for any occasion. ZBiotics offers a 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're not satisfied, you get your money back, no questions asked. Again, that's zbiotics.com/horrorgeek. Use code HORRORGEEK for 15% off. Huge thanks to ZBiotics for sponsoring this episode and for helping us feel good the morning after. And now, let's get bloody. We fade in on some psychedelic credits. I swear, I didn't take the shrooms. So far, I know none of these people. Always a good sign. Oh, hold the phone. We know Barbara Crampton. She's a Sick Flicks veteran. I think we last saw her in From Beyond or Chopping Mall. I can't remember which came later. 2 directors. Fancy. That means this should be twice as good as a normal movie, right? Right? Lady Macbeth prepares for another day. Out, damn Spot. Wake up, honey. You're gonna be late for school. Oh yeah, left the water running. Don't even want to know what their water bill is gonna be next month. I'm not gonna lie. I have become my father. I go around the house turning off lights and listening for running toilets. Are they trying to smuggle this kid out of the country or what? It was supposed to be a 3-hour tour. And here's a title card. Not fancy, but we definitely don't see a lot of hot neon pink title cards on this show, so there's that. Inspired by a short story I've not heard of and the works of H.P. Lovecraft. I'm in. You don't have to keep selling me, movie. Starboard, Hooper! Ain't you watching it? Looks like these guys are making some waves. Literally. Mountain and village establishing shot. Man, where the hell is my Uber? He was supposed to be here to get me 45 minutes ago. Oh, here he comes. I hope he's not expecting a good review. This road seems pretty narrow. Man, they got a sweet Airbnb. Why do I feel like I'm watching the beginning of a Mr. Ballin episode? Oh, yeah, this is just like every episode of Catfish when Neve just randomly starts peering into people's windows. What happened to the kid? Did they leave him on the boat? Toss him overboard? They're gonna check the place out. Man, is it nice. Oh, sweet, we got a painting of Vigo the Carpathian. Oh, wait, it's like a painting of that Three Wolves shirt with the funny reviews on Amazon. Dude's like, man, I'm gonna get that painted on the side of my van. It's gonna be so sweet. This must have come from Bob Ross's dark period. Gonna put some unhappy giant waves here. Nothing down here but some old book covered in human flesh and a reel-to-reel. I have to check that out later. Oh, look at that Cthulhu. Isn't he precious? I don't know. If I find a Cthulhu in the bed of my Airbnb, I might reconsider. No, who am I kidding? I'd buy the place outright because that's awesome. The real horror is the sink. It's filthy. You may notice that stain looks vaguely Cthulhu-esque. That, or he's one of those scrubbing bubbles who died fighting grime. Do you kids even remember the scrubbing bubbles ads for Dow bathroom cleaner? Christ, I'm old. This water looks terrible. I mean, still better than Flint, Michigan's water, I guess. And why does this dude look like James A. Janice? Did he beat me to tallying up the kills? Is taking the pregnant chick to a bar really a good idea? This is like when Clarence went to see Drexel about getting Alabama in True Romance. And his bar has some sweet RGB. It's like a YouTube set.
Are you one of those indoctrinated zombies that still believes that Christopher Columbus discovered America?
I had no idea there was going to be a pop quiz. I didn't even study. Anyway, I don't think these guys are going to get a good Yelp review. Their customer service skills need some work.
Well, we don't serve chili dogs and pizza, if that's what you're looking for.
And now this guy has had enough.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus won't help you.
Come on, let's go.
But then things really escalate. Just hold still. I'm gonna whisper some sweet nothings in your ear. But it turns out this is all a big mistake, because Isaac here is a local and he shares his family name.
Your family name? What's your family name?
Pikmin!
Like Pikmin's model? How Lovecraftian. But this changes everything.
We were just messing around. I mean, there's really not much else to do around here.
Judging by the glowing water here, they must be right next to the Springfield nuclear plant. Honey, waterbed's got a leak again. Oh yeah, these look pretty excellent. I totally have no idea what's going on right now, but this is cosmic horror, so that's probably by design. Anyway, they're having breakfast, but that's interrupted by a knock at the door. Sorry, we don't need any more copies of the Book of Mormon. Oh, hey, it's Officer Barbara Crampton.
I am Lensman Renata Nikor, local sheriff.
Fun fact, this character was a male in the original script, but when Crampton expressed interest in the role, it was apparently swapped to female for her. She also worked with a coach to get the accent right. Anyway, she wants to come in. Hey, have you got a warrant, lady? I know my rights. I'm just gonna need you to answer a few questions. Did you ever see me in Reanimator? But Isaac wants answers.
Okay, so why are you here?
Oh, I'm just here collecting donation for the police officer's ball. Gonna be a real big shindig this year. Sting's coming with the police. Turns out she really wants to know about a murder involving Isaac's dad.
I want you to tell me everything you remember about the night your father was murdered.
I say it's really wild hearing Barbara Crampton speak with that accent. Anyway, this whole murdered dad business is news to Isaac.
Who the hell murdered my dad?
But wait, there are more details.
You don't remember anything about the night your mother left with you.
Oh, so that woman and kid at the start was him and his mom. Well, that's a twist. And now he's crying like she just found his bong and is threatening to take him downtown. Oh man, someone spilled it on the floor. This really is the worst Airbnb ever. Anyway, she basically tells him his dad was murdered and that his now dead mother was the prime suspect. Holy shit, is that a Cthulhu chess set? I'm gonna need me one of those. Honestly, this should have been the new World Fantasy Award. Anyway, they head to Barbara's for dinner that night and find this weird scarecrow's just hanging around. I bet Larry Drake is in there. And that is a deep cut. House establishing shot. And man, this place looks weird. Oh hey, you made it. We're gonna play Twister and then sacrifice you to the great god Cthulhu. Come on in. Oh, these guys are terrible guests. They show up with booze, but it's not even J&B. I mean, come on, step your game up. Hey, nice rack.
Hell yeah.
No, the rack on the wall here. Sweet. Swords in the background. So dinner, then dueling to the death.
What did you put in this?
Oh, nothing much. Just some cod tongue and reindeer kebabs. It's Astrid's specialty. Look at her face. I'm gonna hurl. I think Barbara's daughter has a thing for Isaac. Awkward. And things are just gonna get more awkward because the scarecrow isn't a scarecrow.
It's very sinister looking, if you don't mind me saying.
It was meant as a tribute to my late husband.
Super awkward. But it's gonna get worse.
It's settled. You are coming tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you pervs. To some weird island festival. House establishing shot. Even though we've been in the house the whole time. I think John Carpenter might be smoking just out of frame. Oh yeah, so far this movie rocks. And we've got tentacles. I sure hope this isn't about to turn into Legend of the Overfiend. Jesus, how did two adults sleep in a bed this small? And now that they're here, it's just like that meme. I bet he's thinking about Barbara Crampton's daughter. Meanwhile, he's like, what the hell are reindeer kebabs? He's trying to dock his boat in the port, but he's getting shut down.
This is weird.
Now he really is thinking about other women. He really did get shut down.
Go take a cold shower if you need to.
Yeah, good idea. Maybe I'll take it at Barbara Crampton's house. Turns out he clearly missed the Unwanted Advances seminar at work. No means no, Isaac. Oh, baby, you look good enough to eat. But it was all just football practice. Let's have a moment of silence for this boiling water. It will be missed. Here's the dude, still looking for Jackie Treehorn's money. Nope, not down there. Let me take another look. This dude looks like one of the Templars before they got turned into blind zombies. Oh yeah, I'm not only the sheriff, I'm also the town's cult leader. Come on in, guys. Water's great. I think she's gonna baptize him. Do you accept the great Lord Cthulhu as your cosmic destroyer? Wow, this baptismal pool is deep. He's looking pretty green around the gills. Literally. Well, that's a transition. And time for some deep thoughts. If a camera lens is a circle, why do pictures come out as rectangles? Are you high? Because that sounds like something someone who was high would say. And time to get even more stoned.
Hell yeah.
No, because he's picking up these rocks. Hey, it's the lady in the lake. I wonder if she has a sword for him. And the chick is naked, which means we can't show that because PrudeTube hates boobs. But look at him. You can just hear him writing the letter already. Dear Penthouse Forum, I never thought things like this happened to guys like me. But she's definitely saying the right things to win me over.
We'll all have eternity to spend alone.
Eternity without other people? Jesus, sign me up now, Cthulhu.
Do you know how the Aurora Borealis is formed?
No, but I'd have been a lot more interested in science if it was taught by naked women in lakes. I mean, she's naked. She's talking about science. She could be Neil deGrasse Tyson. So, are we gonna stargaze and chill, or are you gonna play Mrs. Wizard all night? Back at home, it looks like someone is rubbing one out.
Hell yeah.
No, I mean rubbing out this old blood stain in the carpet. Wax on, wax off my ass, Mr. Miyagi. You could say she's a real scrub. But look out. The tentacles are hungry. Come on down here. We all float. Wait, wrong movie. Oh, hold up. She was just late for football practice. And they have visitors. We've been trying to reach you about this fantastic offer for term life insurance. Now that you're about to be parents, it's more important than ever. Turns out he's a realtor. Yeah, this is a real nice place, but it's also known as the murder house, so we might have to lower expectations on the asking price.
A lot of folks are adverse to living in a murder house.
See, he even calls it the murder house. Oh man, cod tongues again. Son, did you know the science behind the Aurora Borealis? Some naked chick in the lake explained it to me last night. Fascinating. I knew it. I knew this town was full of naked women in lakes teaching science. There's no way we're raising our baby here. Man, Skippy from Family Ties sure grew up to be weird. And now he's gonna go commiserate with his new friends at the bar. Can you believe my wife? She doesn't want to live here. The house is paid off. We'd have no mortgage.
I mean, what better possible place could there be to raise a child?
Right? We've got all the reindeer kebabs you can eat, and Cthulhu is watching over us. This is like heaven. Back at home, it's bath time. I bet Freddy's Claw is going to pop up here any second. Also, not to alarm anyone, because I dig this movie so far, but maybe some gore at some point would be nice. Man, he's not even in the rough. He's way off the fairway. Hey, check out my Ric Flair impression.
Woo!
I'm impressed.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Let's not get carried away. With Donnie dead, the dude takes a new protege under his wing. Man, that rug really tied the room together. God, who lit this house? It's like one giant Twitch set. Cthulhu, are you down there, honey? Oh, nice. The basement is totally a kill room. Straight out of Hostel. I'll be right back, babe. Just running out for a pack of smokes. don't wait up. Oh, must be a stonecutters meeting tonight. Looks like these guys are about to reach out and torch someone. Guys, I feel like I might be underdressed for this. But this is all just more football practice. She's under the covers. Is he giving her the old Dutch oven? Oh yeah, I bet he's gonna show her his wood.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that. The wood he's chopping out here. Honey, were you out all night worshiping elder gods again? You know how I feel about that. Anyway, turns out he's doing a little home improvement project and making a scarecrow thing for his dead dad. That really ought to help increase the curb appeal of this place for prospective buyers. She's like, have fun with that. Gonna run to the store. I mean, we're out of salted licorice again. Oh, sweet. They've got squiddy. But then this happens. She's spooked, and now she's got to pay for that squiddy, too.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah. Time for the tension breaker. Had to be done gag.
Don't worry, it's just a child in his bed.
She's about to head home, but Norwegian Jeffrey Lebowski shows up to fondle her belly. Well, the good news is this is definitely not a hernia. It's nice to see the dude take an interest in babies after that whole Maud Lebowski episode, though. Later that night, it's supper time. Honey, what's wrong? You've barely touched your lutefisk. And here's why. Generally, we like our food to be dead when it's on the plate. Oh yeah, this thing looks great. We'll scare off crows and attract new home buyers. Eat your hearts out, property bros. Oh man, my bladder control is terrible. No. This is pretty low stakes. God, what is she in there wailing about now? Trying to work out here. And I guess we're getting home delivery. And I don't mean like Instacart. Oh my God, if I survive this, we're never having sex again. Congrats, babe. We're the proud parents of an adorable baby elder god. Oh yeah, this is the face of a man who just realized it costs like $400K minimum to raise a kid to 18. Guess you could say Isaac is not a cord cutter. And another football practice. A lot of football practice, not much gore. Oh yeah, that looks great. Nice work, Isaac.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. Almost as nice as those Blair Witch twig figures. Now it's apparently time for the airing of grievances.
I think you're the most selfish woman I've ever met in my entire life.
No, don't be shy, Isaac. Tell her how you really feel. Okay, my turn.
And I think you might just have lost your mind.
Well, I mean, this is good. They're talking at least. And she's like, I'm out. See you never. But Isaac is not cool with that. I feel like we might be getting a redux of his mom murdering his dad soon. Fortunately for her, Cthulhu is gonna save the day. You come near me and I will trash your World Fantasy Award, mister. And she just gave him a taste of her Pimp Cthulhu. Pimp Cthulhu. Show first. I might have to go write a movie with that title now, too. By God, she broke him in half. Bet you didn't think we were getting one of my incredible JR impersonations this week, did ya? Better get out of here before the cops show up. She wants to boat back to the mainland, but the skipper is not having it.
Come back tomorrow, 9 a.m.
It's an emergency.
So this leaves only one option. Time to go Karen. I'm gonna need to speak to your manager, sir. But even after all that, he refuses to take her. So it's off to see Barbara Crampton. Yes, she's still in this movie. So, you think you might have killed your husband, eh? I know the serum that can bring him back. But surprise, we've got a special guest. Put your hands together for Isaac, ladies and gentlemen. And I think they drugged her. Now they're gonna baptize her and the baby. That's efficient. And look, he's leading the ceremony. Is he gonna knight her or what? Except, surprise!
This was never your son's destiny. This was always your destiny, you love bitch!
Hey, too, Brutus. He's like, Gunner, you're being very undude right now. And now Barbara's gonna do the deed. There can be only one. You could say he really lost his head over life on this little island. And now there's a sword in the lake, just like Excalibur. Nice, he's like a talking head on TV or YouTube. All right, who wants s'mores? And sweet, a Viking funeral. The good news is your abusive husband is dead. The bad news is you gotta stay here forever. The great news is that means all the reindeer kebabs you can eat. And cue credits. So, what have we learned from Sacrifice? Well, for starters, that Barbara Crampton can do accents. Who knew? I don't know how accurate it is, but it sounded good to me. Sacrifice is ultimately a bit of a slow burn cosmic horror story. It borrows liberally from Lovecraft and hits all the tropes you expect in these kind of stories. If you want something fast paced, this is not it. But if you're patient and like that feeling of wrongness and creeping existential dread, this one is a pleasant surprise. But enough about that. Can Sacrifice summon enough elder gods to snuff out humanity and earn a coveted 5 barf bag rating? Not a chance, but let's go to the gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, this one is very light. We're treated to a Cthulhu statue beatdown, 1 ritual sacrifice, and that's about it. The gore is never the focus in this one, which instead sets its sights on recreating an aura of wrongness and unease. A little more splatter would have been nice, but Sacrifice was more interested in its characters than tentacle monsters running amok, apparently. Because of that, I can only give this one a paltry 1 barf bag rating for the end sacrifice. This is not a sick flick, but it's a solid little entry into the ever-growing Lovecraftian cosmic horror subgenre. And if you like those kind of movies, you should definitely check it out. Looking for an Elder Gods flick with more gore? Then be sure to check out my review of Dagon. You'll find a link here on the screen. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters.